Yo, what's up, guys? It's Paige here. So today we got news that Brandon Scherff signed his franchise tender. If you guys are new, subscribe for Redskins and NFL content. So let's get right into it. So nothing big, but just today I'm going to be talking about the Brandon Scherff move and also should the Redskins go after Ed Dickson and will there be an NFL season this year? So this news, nothing too big, but he signed his franchise tender. It's a little under $15 million, and it will require him to be at training camp, of course, if we have one. But this just means that he's the first one to sign a franchise tag, and it means that they can still work out a long-term deal. But this guarantees that he signed it, and he's going to be there at training camp or when the season starts. And yeah, nothing bad. I think we will be working out a long-term deal soon. I think that I don't think Brandon Scherff wants to go into the season without a long-term deal, and I don't think the Redskins want to either. It will probably be around $15 million per year. Honestly, might even be more just because next year the cap is going to be about $240 million, most likely. So at least $30 to $40 million more than it was this year. So they're going to have a lot more space to work with. So Sheriff's probably going to get more money, like all the other players in the NFL will. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think about that move. Nothing too big. And before I go to the Ed Dickson move, I'll talk about the seasons if the season's going to get canceled. Also, I'll be talking later about Thomas Davis conference with JP Finley. So I do not think the NFL season will be canceled. I don't even think it'll be delayed. Here's my reasoning. The NFL, if you look at their stance on free agency and the draft, they have stayed firm and went through the process like normal. They did not cancel free agency or postpone it. They did not cancel the draft or postpone it. They kept it the same time, and free agency was pretty much the same, just physicals were different. But most leagues would have done probably canceled it or delayed it, but the NFL didn't. They're all about money, and I think that there's no way the season gets delayed or not delayed. There's no way the season gets canceled because even the NBA and MLB might still play, and I think the NFL just cares way too much about money that I think if it comes to it, where it's still a problem in August, which it might be, that they'll start maybe delaying it a couple weeks so they can get training camp in late August maybe, and they'll delay the season and maybe start the season off without playing in front of fans. But besides that, for now, I do think there will be a season. By that time, they'll be able to get enough tests to test everyone, in my opinion. So let's get into the Ed Dickson move, possibly. So Ed Dickson is a tight end who played for Seattle the last couple of years in Carolina before. The Seattle Seahawks just released him, so he's going to be available, and of course has ties to Ron Rivera. Last year he was hurt. The year before that, in 2018, caught 12 passes for 143 yards and 3 touchdowns. Nothing too big, but his catch rate was 92.3%, which is very good, but nothing special. Year before that, had his best year of his career, had 437 yards, 30 catches, and a touchdown. Played very good. Just kind of like a quick scouting session on Ed Dickson. Nothing too much, but I watched a couple of his highlights. He doesn't have much, but pretty physical. He's 6'4", 250, and a lot. He can break tackles very fast for a tight end. He's faster than he looks and can make some contested catches. He doesn't make any great catches, but he can make some catches over people. And yeah, nothing special. He would be a good backup tight end to have. Pretty much all the tight ends on our roster currently are backup tight ends. You got Jeremy Sprinkle, Hale Henches, Logan Thomas, Richard Rodgers. So I don't think that we should sign Ed Dickson because we got too many backups, and you usually go in this season with about 3 to 4 tight ends. Last year we had Jordan Reed, Vernon Davis, and Jeremy Sprinkle, and then later we added Hale Henches. So out of those 4 right there, I would think Sprinkle probably makes the team. I don't know. And then one of those guys is going to get cut at least, but I think probably more, because there's no way we don't go through this draft. We're gonna draft a tight end. There's no way we don't draft a tight end in this draft. So we're probably gonna carry 4 tight ends, because you can carry up to 58 players on a roster, I believe now, so, or 55. So there's more room, and I think since it's a weakest position, we're gonna have to add more players. But overall, don't really think we should go after him, even though he has ties with Ron Rivera, and he's probably the most established player on this list with almost 2,200 yards and about 15 touchdowns. I still don't think that it's a great option, because he's getting old, and also he's not like if we sign or trade for someone, our tight end needs to be a starter. We can't sign these backup guys. That's why I think 3rd round in this year's draft is a must for drafting a tight end, or 4th round, your earliest 4th round pick at the latest, because you need to give Haskins someone to throw the ball to. And I would like Adam Troutman or Cole Kmet, but also Hunter Bryant might drop to the 4th, and these other guys might drop to the 4th where you can get them. But we need to give Haskins a guy to throw to. And also, I think we do also need to get an offensive tackle, a left tackle for him. But I do believe there's a lot of good prospects later in the draft. In the 4th round, we can get maybe the 3rd round if we get a draft pick for Trent. But those guys are probably not going to start right away. Even 1st round tackles don't start right away. But Kyle Smith is good at finding good players in the later rounds, so we'll leave it up to him. Also, do think it's a very good chance of us signing Jason Peters or re-signing Donald Penn, one of those guys, to play left tackle for us this year. So drafting someone in the earlier rounds isn't necessarily a priority. That's just my opinion. So overall, wouldn't be mad if we signed him, but nothing to be happy and excited about. And also, we're gonna definitely need to cut a couple of those tight ends that we signed. So let's go into the JP Finley conference with Thomas Davis. Nothing much. So he says, first and foremost reason to sign with the Redskins was Ron Rivera, but he adds the pieces are in place for the Redskins defense to wreck the game. I agree. If you get Chase Young at number 2, our D line is probably going to be the 2nd or 3rd, at least top 5, top 3 defensive line in the NFL right away, especially with Jack Del Rio's coaching, and that's going to make all other positions on our team going to be better. Our cornerbacks are going to have the quarterbacks throwing to the receivers on the other team are going to have less time to throw the ball, so cornerbacks are going to be able to they're just going to be better overall, because the quarterbacks are going to have to throw worse passes because our pass rush is just going to be so good, and same with our linebackers. So I think I agree with Thomas Davis there. So Davis says that playing for Rivera is different because he played it in the NFL. While not being easy on guys, they tend to understand guys a lot more. Agree with that. And he also said, Davis said the Redskins' improvement will come from intense practice habits. That's how things change. Exactly. When DJ Swearinger left the Redskins, he said that Jay Gruden didn't practice them much at all. He said that in Arizona they practiced twice as much as they did in Washington, and that's partly why they didn't play as good and why we haven't played as good in the last few years. So I definitely agree with him. And yeah, Thomas Davis also said Josh Norman didn't have a good season last year, and he expects the Redskins secondary to do much better this season. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about everything I said. I know it was a longer video, a bunch of smaller news kind of stuff, but it is important. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash the like button. And yeah, also go check my mock draft I made yesterday. Very good mock draft, in my opinion. One of my best ones yet. And peace.